could be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Heilige Mishnah. The Elohim Shematil Noisa B'Nafshon. So yesterday we had a discussion about requiring Hasra before you could kill a Raidif. That all supports that the fact that you can kill a Raidif is a little bit of an einish that requires Hasra. It's not strictly self-defense. And we had a story of Huna that you never need Hasra for a Raidif. That's why Huna said that you could kill a cotton who's a Raidif. And the Gemara suggested that maybe by Baba Machteres, that Machtarta who Asr also, but maybe if somebody came and broke into a house who was an opportunist, and he only broke into the house because there was an open door, maybe there would require Asra, but Machteres is clear he's coming to kill you, or a real Raidif where it's clear he's coming to kill you, there Machtarta, he Hasr, Zui Hasr also. Okay, that's how we left off yesterday. Now we have a new subject, but a related subject. The Elohein shematilin oison benafshan. We discussed the Raidif that you could save the nirdat, you could save the potential victim by even taking the life of the Raidif. So, first of all, we never discussed the Makar. We never clearly discussed where it says that you're allowed to kill a Raidif. So that's the Gemara is going to discuss today. But there's also other people who you could kill. So that was the first one, which is what we learned yesterday. But we still don't have a reason for it. The Acher HaZochar. What if somebody is running after a man because he wants to violate that man? So he wants to be boiler. You're allowed to kill the Raidif. The Acher HaNair HaMu Urasa. And the same thing is if someone's running after a Naira Hami'urasa to violate her, you're allowed to kill this fellow if necessary, if that's the only way you could stop him, in order to stop him. However, not every type of crime, even if it's a capital crime, can you kill the fellow to prevent him from doing it. For instance, Dr. Mishnah, Aval Raidif Acher Behema. What if someone's running after a behema because he wants to violate a behema? Or by Mechalas Shabbos, or via Ovid Avodas Gechavim, which is the halacha via Hariv al Yavar, Ein Matil Noisa Benafshan. There you wouldn't be able to kill the person to save him from doing the Aver. Let's have a quick look at Rashi. Aval Raida Vacha Behema, L'Rava, V'Haraitz Alav Avodas Gechavim, or Ulachal Shabbos. And surely other creases of Mrs. Besdin that aren't even arayos. There, you're not allowed to kill the potential violator. It needs to have one condition that it's the davar erva, and it needs a second condition. It is going to be a unique, not typical, a higher level of humiliation and embarrassment to the violated one. If someone is nival, a male is nival, that's very humiliating, it's very degrading. Or v'nair hamurasa, because here she's all fresh, and she's the apple of her husband's eye, who's so excited to be with her, and then someone else, so to speak, spoils her. That's a pagam. But any other type of arayis, even in Eshishish, it's not that pristine woman that's now being violated. Umiyu, Reitzach B'Hedik Sivle. By Reitzach, we're going to see that there's a gili in the psukim themselves to tell you that you're allowed to kill a Reitzach, a potential Reitzach who's been graded. Why did it pick Behema to be the example of an aver that you don't kill for? It's bishum dedami l'rais, because it's similar to rais. We're talking about a violation. V'nakat nami avodas kechavim. Another example that the Mishnah gave of a chet that you don't kill for was avodas zara. There would have been a havamina that you would be able to learn from a kal v'chomer that a ovid avodas zara can be stopped by killing him, and we'll see the Gemara later. The Shabbos Nami Taisi B'Gzer Shava, and we would have thought that you could learn Shabbos with Gzer Shava. Okay, let's see the Gemara. Tanu Rabban How do we know that you could kill a roid? Talmud Loimer, it says in the pasuk, Loi Samoid al Damriach. Zogt Rashi, Loi Samoid Atzmach al Domoi el Hatzilei. Don't watch while he gets killed. Rescue him. Are you telling me that the Makar of the halacha, where there's a chiyuv to kill somebody, to prevent that person from violating somebody else, you're telling me we know that from Leisamad al Damar Yecha? We need Leisamad al Damar Yecha to tell us a different halacha, a smaller chiddush. How do you know if you see your friend drowning? Or he was attacked by a chayara, or listed by nalav, or there's listed that are going to be robbing him. How do you know that you have to help him? You have to do whatever you could to assist this person in his difficult time. Talmud Leimer Leisamud al Damar Yecha. But you don't see a mitzvah to kill somebody. Zoktamar Einachanami. You're right. Leisamud al Damar Yecha is talking about preventing your friend from suffering due to a danger. So we're back to the drawing board. How do you know that nital latzil b'nafshay? How do you know you can kill Ritzach? Zoktumar also bekalva chaymer minayir hameurasa. We could learn this about kalva chaymer from nayir hameurasa. This is the kalva chaymer that Rashi was referring to, that you could also learn avodah zarah from. And here's the kalva chaymer. Ma nayir hameurasa. Ma dech nayir hameurasa. What is the threat on this girl? The threat is not that he's going to kill her, but he's going to be poigamer, as Rashi says, levaisha ulezalzala. Nevertheless, amra Torah nitain la'atzila b'nafshay. You could kill this person to prevent him from violating this girl. So right of achachaver lahargoy, where you're actually going to kill him, alachas kama v'kama, and you could justify a similar kal v'chaymer violating your Rebbeinu Shalom alachas kama v'kama. So that's how we know. That's how we know that you're allowed to kill a right. Frank the Gemara, are you telling me that you're going to learn a chiv misa on a rightive from a kal v'chaymer? We already know that you never can give an oynish. You definitely can't kill somebody because of a kal v'chaymer. So that wouldn't be a good makar that a rightive gets killed. In fact, it is not a kal v'chaymer that's limited by Einoin Sheminadin. It's a hekesh. And Rashi says a hekesh, an exer shava. That is something that you cannot argue on, because that is already a something that comes with Kabbalah, as Rashi says. Hareyu kimufurish b'mikra. It's not something you're doing by yourself. You're getting it from your Rebbe. And therefore, that's like it's mefurish in the Torah. So now we just have to find where is the hekesh and what is the hekesh from. So we know the makar is Nair Hamarasa. So there's a hekesh from Nair Hamarasa to a writer. It says by the Nair Hamarasa that let's see what the pasuk says exactly. If she was nas or netsa, you don't do anything to her because and then a completely redundant clause is added by the pasuk. This is no different than someone who's being murdered, a murder victim. You don't condemn the victim. So that's what it says. Ki kasher yokem ish areu u'ritzachei nefesh. Frag the Gemara. V'chimale madu me'ritzeach. What are we learning from Ritzeach? So Rashi says, you know what we learn from Ritzeach? We learn from Ritzeach that just like by Ritzeach, when someone tells you, if you don't kill Reuven, I'm going to kill you. The halach is yehareg val yavar. You're not allowed to kill Reuven. You have to let yourself be killed. So too, if someone says you should be mezana, gila rice, be mezana, or I'm going to kill you, she has to be tehareg v'al tav. So that's what we learned from Ritzach. So Me'at Arezeh Balulamed V'dim Saloma. The Ritzayach showed up here in the parsha of Naira HaMe'urasa to teach us something. But you know what? While it was teaching us something, it picked up something as well. So there is something that we could learn at Ritzayach from Naira HaMe'urasa. So there's a certain reciprocity, right? Just like when there's a hekesh, it teaches us something new to apply to Naira HaMe'urasa from Ritzayach. It will also teach us something new to apply to Ritzayach that we learned from Naira HaMe'urasa. Makish Ritzayach l'Naira HaMe'urasa. Ma Naira HaMe'urasa nitan latil b'nafshay. Just like a Naira HaMe'urasa, you're allowed to kill the potential violator to save this from happening. Af Ritzayach nitan latil b'nafshay. Beautiful. Now the Gemara wants to know the actual source. If everything is hinged on the Naira HaMe'urasa, how do you know that by a Naira HaMe'urasa you could kill her? You could kill the person that's pursuing her. Zog to Gemara ki detana devei Rabbi Shmuel. And this is the source of anywhere in the Torah where you can kill somebody to save somebody else. And for certain averis, which the Gemara is going to darshan, it says in the pasuk, "Ve'ein Moshiach." She didn't do anything wrong. Ki basada mitzah, tza'aka hanayir hamayrosa. He found her in the field. She was screaming for help. She didn't want this to happen, but ve'ein Moshiach, no one was there to help. So what do you see from here? Hayesh Moshiach. If there was someone there, then b'chol davar sheyachal lo hishia, he's going to have to save her in any way possible. Because the only reason why this happened is because there was no one there to come to her rescue. But had someone been there, the Torah is telling us that Avada, you would be able to kill him. So now that we know, but by Naira Marasa, you're allowed to kill the person who wants to be boiler, we learn through a hekesh that someone who kills as well, you can kill him before he could commit his crime. So we know now the halacha of Naira Marasa, we know the halacha of Ritzayach. But our Mishnah says, the Mishnah also says that Roidiv Achar HaZachar. So we're going to have to see how that's known. Rashi says it's because it also has the same characteristics as in Naira HaMe'urasa, that it's very violating and very humiliating. And Rashi even tells us, of all the places that the Torah could have showed us that you're allowed to kill somebody to prevent him from violating somebody else or from doing an avera that's Mechayev Misa, of all the places that the Torah selected Naira Marasa. Why? Because there's a specific, intense pigam, and that's why it's over there, and therefore only things that have an intense pigam will we say you can kill them. Now, right now we're learning our Mishnah, who limited very much to znus utapkam or ritzicha. But we're going to see other Tanoim open it up a little bit. Gufa. Minayin l'rayas chavera. Now we're going to be focusing on loisamet al damreach. Minayin l'rayas chavera shu tevei b'nohar. Oy chaya geirasei. Oy listen by your love. How do you know shu chayav latziloi? Tamadayim loisamet al damreach. Frank Gemara v'hama helchanafka. Is this the makar that you have to do whatever it takes to save your friend? Don't we have another place where we learned exactly the same halacha? By Aveda, we know that you have to return someone's Aveda. Now, if someone is in trouble, his own body is now an Aveda from him. Aveda's gufa minayin. How do we know that even if his guf is a potential Aveda, because his guf is in danger, how do you know you're supposed to give it back to him? So there's an extra expression, as Rashi says, so you see there is a chiyuv, just like there's a chiyuv on you to return an aveda, an item that's lost, so too there's a chiyuv on you to save somebody. Zok to Gemara, that wouldn't be enough. Because if we only had Vashevoy, that's a mitzvah shebegufa for you to get involved and do something. But what if you don't know how to swim? Or what if you don't know how to fight lions? Or what if you're a weakling and you have no way to stand up against the listim? What are you supposed to do then? Does that mean you're absolved because you can't do it? Zogt the Gemara, Aval Mitrach, Umeger Agura Emeloi. Who said you'd have to take money out of your pocket and hire a team, a lifeguard, somebody to save? How do you know that even if you can't do it, you will have to do whatever it takes to take care of it? Kamash Malon, Lysamer al Damarecha, as Rashi says, Kamash Malon, Lysamer al Damarecha, Loy Samer al Azimcha, Mashma. Don't only rely on yourself. El Chazar al Kol Stodden, Shaloy Oved Dam Reach. Do whatever it takes. Leave no stone unturned in the rescue of your friend. Gewaltig. Tanu Rabbanim. Echad haroidiv acha chaverei lahargoi. Say if someone is running and pursuing somebody to kill someone, the echad hazocher, and say someone who's pursuing somebody to violate him, the echad hamu anayar hamurasa, the echad chayvim is his best. So this brisa now opened it up to other types of averis. Any chiyuv of Mrs. Bezdin as well, you have a right to kill this person who wants to do it. The echad chayve krisis, and so to chayve krisis matzilin oisan benavshay. You would be able to kill them as well. So this opens it up much wider than the small list of items that our Mishnah states. However, almana l'kohen gadol. We know that an almana is not allowed to marry a kohen gadol, and the kohen gadol is not allowed to marry an almana. Well, what if a kohen gadol is running after an almana to violate her? Would you kill him as well to prevent that? That's only an Isser Lav. Or Grusha v'chalutza l'kohen hedit. There ein matzilin oisan b'nafshay. There you don't kill. What about nevda ba'aveira? What if you have a nair hama'urasa, but she had already been violated, and now another person is running after her? So there you don't have that pagam, because she has already been pagam. Would there be the halacha that you're allowed to kill the person who wants to violate her? Nevda ba'aveira ein matilun oisa b'nafshay. It doesn't have that extra pagam. You don't kill the guy. How about yesh la moishia? What if there's somebody who could stop this from happening without killing him? As Rashi says, yesh la moishia, yesh moishia la aydei davar achar v'lo yariga. There's a way to prevent him without killing him. Then ein hargan oisa b'ridifasei. There you won't kill him to prevent him from violating her. She will have a way out, even if he does catch her. Therefore, the list that we just said don't have the halacha that you have to kill the guy. Rabbi Yehuda says, what if she's very afraid? This man is pursuing her, and now you're coming to kill this man. She's afraid that he's going to get very wild, and he might even kill her. As Rashi says, her right let him be. Don't run after him. Not because I want him to violate me. I don't want him to violate me, but I'm afraid he's going to kill me before you catch him. Even though she's still in the nusa, she doesn't want this to happen. It's only umiyira hidika amra. She's only saying it out of fear because she's afraid she's going to get killed. There ain't matil noisa. The time of mefarish lakamon. This is only the shita of Rabbi Yehuda, and the Gemara is going to explain Rabbi Yehuda. Now, I jumped a little bit too quickly because I want to talk a little bit about the other halacha that was loisamer al damreach. So we know if your friend's in trouble, you're mechuyev to help him, and you're even mechuyev to hire to do whatever it takes. So let me ask you a question. What if there's a potential danger to you? There's a risk to you to help your friend. L'moshel, what if your friend needs a kidney? Are you allowed, are you mechuyev to donate a kidney? Yes, there's no danger to you right now, but you're going to go through a surgery. There could be complications. What if down the road one day your kidney fails and now you don't have a second kidney? So there's many factors here. Would you be mechuyev because of loisamer al damreach? So it's actually a three-way machlokes in the Rishonim. There are those who say you are mechuyev to give a kidney. There are those who say it's osur to give a kidney, and there are those who say that it's reshus. I think today most poskim would paskin that it's reshus. As a matter of fact, one of my son-in-law, his Rosh Hashanah, gave a kidney, and when he gave a kidney, he went to ask Reb Shmuel, should he do it? And Reb Shmuel said, go to Rabbi Yerucham Olshan and ask him. So I think it was Rabbi Yerucham Olshan we sent him to. So he went to Rabbi Yerucham Olshan, and Rabbi Yerucham says, I don't know why Reb Shmuel would send you to me, but he says, could be, or maybe he went back to Reb Shmuel, I don't remember the exact story, but at the end he was told that even if your wife, because this is something you wouldn't be able to do without your wife agreeing to it, even if your wife agrees to it, I still don't recommend you do it. Because she might be doing it because she feels a little bit of a pressure to do it. But deep down inside, she might harbor resentment. Then you shouldn't be doing it. So I think Rabbi Yerucham, but I know your wife. And I know your wife would be completely on board with you. And she's not just saying that she agrees with a heavy heart. Therefore, I'm letting you do it. But at the end of the day, it's rishus. But there's another shayla. What if a king goes over to someone and says, if you don't kill Reuven, I'm going to kill you. So there we know Yehareg Val Yavar, because who said that your blood is better than his blood? But what if the king says, I'm going to cut off your hand, and if you don't let me cut off your hand, then I'm going to kill your friend. So there's also a machlokes rishonim. Do you say that you have to let your hand be killed off to save his life, or not? So this halacha of l'samad adam yachol is a very involved sugya, and it's very real and applicable to nowadays. Okay. Especially when it comes to organ donation. So, how do you know this halacha that? How do you know this halacha that you killed him? Amar Kra, it says in the pasuk, "Vilanaira loy sasadavar, ein lanaira chet mavis." So this is the pasuk that this Bryce is going to proceed to darshan, so that we know the makar of all of these chiyuvim, all chiyuvim krisos and chiyuvim Mrs. Bezdin, all those it's nitin latzila benafshe. So now it says as if you look at the pasuk ulanayra loisasadavar, the way we read it, it says lanayra. We read it as if there's a hay there, but if you look at the pasuk quoted, there's no hay there. So the kri is naira. But the ksiv is nar, which is male tense. So Zokt Gemara, nar zezacher. So from the fact that it doesn't say the letter hey in the word naira, that tells us that not only if someone pursues a naira hameurasa, it's nitan latzil b'nafshay, but even if someone is pursuing a male. So that explains that halach in the Mishnah. Naira, that's referring to the naira hameurasa. Now, if I only have those two, it limits it to just the Nair Hamurasa and the Zachar, as our Mishnah says. But our Brisa learns more. There's Chet Mavis. Chet's extra and Mavis is extra. Chet, Elu Chayve Krisus. That tells us that all Chayve Krisus as well, it's Nitin Latzil Benafshay, and Mavis, Elu Chayve Mises Best. So Freit the Gemara, Kol Hani Lamui. Why did we need all of these four Ribuyim? Zok the Gemara, I'll tell you why. Shrichi. Because of Rechman and Nar, if that's the only anomaly that we would have found in the pasuk, then I would have said that it only applies to a Nar. You know why? Mishum de la vorche. That's particularly degrading because it's not a normal way to be nival, and therefore, as Rashi says, v'ika bezoyin uboishes godol. Yeah, for that you will kill the fellow to prevent him from doing this. Avol Naira, yes, it's not exactly a party, but it's urcha. At least he's being boiler in the normal way that a woman is nevelas. Therefore, maybe I would think that you wouldn't kill him. Emaloi. That's why the pasuk got to speak out both na'ar and na'ira. Because of na'ira, but if it only said na'ira, I would have thought mishum de kapagam. There, she's severely pogam in her besulin, and he's making her somewhat repulsive to her brand new husband who never lived with her yet. That's why the Torah says kill him if necessary. Avolnar. But if someone wants to violate a man, the like a pagamlay, it might be not kiorche, but it's not pagamlay. Maybe there we don't kill the person pursuing. Amalai. So that's why it says nar naira. Now what about chet mavis? Because of Rachmana Hani, if it only said nar naira, I wouldn't know that every chi of Mrs. Bezin and every chi of Karis, you could kill him to prevent him from doing that there. You know why? Because each one here has a special reason why you kill for. Mishum the high lavurche, a male who's being pursued, That's an extra bizoyin because it's not the normal way of bia. The lav orchehu v'ha, and by the nair marasa, the reason why the Torah says you can kill is there's pagamla. Aval shar arayis to any other arayis where it's the normal way to have relations. That's not as a bekam v'loy nafish pigmayu. Emaloi, I might have thought that there you don't kill the person pursuing. Chet tells you that if it's in a very you kill the guy. But if the person only said chet and didn't say chet maves, I would have thought even a small avera you kill for. Havamina afilu chayve laven, such as on Ramon Lekain Gadol or Grusha v'chalutz Lekain Edget. Because of Rachmana maves. Correct the Gemara because of Rachmana maves. So why didn't it just say maves and not chet? And I would have known it's only for a capital crime. Because then Havamina dafke chayve Mrs. Bezdin in, but chayve krisus loy because of Rachmana chet. So now we know that not only are chayve Mrs. Bezdin, you're allowed to kill a person to prevent it from happening. So to b'chayve krisos, but not chayve lav. Correct the Gemara. Once I'm including all chayve krisos and all chayve lavin, then why do I need to talk about mishkav zachar and the nair hamarasa? They're surely included in the general rule of the fact that you're allowed to kill someone who's doing a chayv Mrs. Bezdin or chayv koros. So correct the Gemara. We don't even need that whole passage. You are right. We could have learned everything that we need to know from Chet Mavis. We have two limudim over here. What are we going to learn from those? One to tell you might have thought that is also Chiv Mrs. Bezdin. So you might think that you could kill somebody for it. Sagt the Gemara, Kamash Malon, that for avodah zarah you don't get killed. Echad lemute behema of Shabbos, and one is to be made someone who's boiled behema. Someone who wants to violate Shabbos, you don't kill. Okay, gewaltig. Fragt the Gemara, Reb Shimon ben Yochi the Omer over avodah gechavam niten atzil benafshay. What about Reb Shimon ben Yochi? He holds that if someone's about to do avodah zarah, you could kill him to prevent him from doing avodah zarah. So if that's the case, I have now one extra word, lamali. Chad is still a mute behema, and chad a mute Shabbos. You'll use one for behema and one for Shabbos. Why do I need one for Shabbos? Because all the guy Chamina teshi Shabbos mechil chil my avodas gechav. There is a gzera shava that compares Shabbos and avodas gechav. Once I know that by avodas gechav I'm going to kill the guy to stop it from happening. Maybe I do the same by Shabbos. Kamash v'lon, the pasuk of Nar and Naira, to say you don't do that. Fragt Gemara, what about Ula Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon the Amar Mechalas HaShabbos Nitan Latzil B'Nafshay? According to Rabbi Lezer Rabbi Shimon, by a Mechal Shabbos you can also kill him. Why? The Azus Shabbos Mechilol Chilol Me'avadas Gechol. He actually makes that Gzera Shava. So Ma'ikal Meimar, what am I being memayed from Nar and Naira? So Gemara Chad Miut Lamute Behema Ve'idich Ayidik Siv Rechmon and Nar Kazav Rechmon and Nami Naira. Once Naira is justified, Naira is justified as well. Because you have to have that word. Beautiful. The only problem we have is we have a sheet of Rabbi Lezer B'Shimon that says if you see somebody about to be Mechal Shabbos, you should kill him. Frek Toishvis, then you're being Mechal Shabbos. So you haven't prevented Chil Shabbos, but now instead of him doing the Chil Shabbos, you're doing the Chil Shabbos. Let's have a quick look at Toishvis. Frek Toishvis is a Tema. I'm in the second Toishvis from the top of the Amud, 2 lines down in the skinny lines. V'tema, the behema, the Shabbos. Oh no, I'm sorry. V'tema, I'm 5 lines down. V'tema v'tema v'lama likra l'mutei Shabbos. Why would I need a pasuk to tell me that you don't kill somebody if he's about to violate Shabbos? Hamatzal gufei kamachal Shabbos. You trying to stop him from being mechal Shabbos, you're being mechal Shabbos. The chayvul b'chaveiroi. Chavala is a chiv misan Shabbos. How could you possibly justify ve'eich yichal Shabbos lahatzal chaver mechal Shabbos? So, Emfer Toisvis v'yesh loymar the mikalmoka himself kedaitach the gzeres hakosov Rabbi Lezer Bar Shimon. You might have thought that there's a gzeres hakosov that teaches us that you're supposed to do it. So, if the Torah tells you got to do it, even though logically it doesn't make sense because logically you're being mechal Shabbos to do this.
Is that not a drasha? The Gezeres HaKosav isn't explicit.
Well, a limit from a pasuk is considered explicit. Chet mavis.
Well, somebody learns it this way, another person learns it that way. It's not so clear cut.
Hagufa. That's why it is reliable. Because Rashi says, if it's left up to your logic, then you have a problem with Kavachomer. But any Gzera Shava has to be Mipi Kabbalah from a Rebbe. So it had to have been handed down from Rebbe to Rebbe, or from Rebbe to Talmud. And that's why it's stronger than the Kavachomer, because you actually can't do it on your own. I mean, it came from somewhere, but no one, nowadays you cannot make up a new Gzera Shava or a new type of limit. Okay, so let's see the Gemara back. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Af ha'Imeres hinichu loi, shelo yehargena, even if she says don't kill him, you still kill him anyway. Frag to Gemara, I'm sorry, Rabbi Yehuda says, Af ha'Imeres hinichu shelo yehargena, you don't kill the guy, even though he's still going to be violating. The Chacham held you kill him anyway. So what is the machlokes as to whether or not you kill this fellow if she says don't kill him? What is the machlokes? Amarava, very simple. It's a girl who's makpedes al pigma. I'm sorry. The machlokes is if there's a bad pigam, the makpedes al pigma, she doesn't want to be violated, but umanichtai shalo yehargen. The reason why she's saying don't kill him is not because she wants to be violated. Chas v'sholom, she doesn't want to be violated, but she's afraid that this will escalate into a scenario where she'll get killed. So the question is, does such a woman warrant that we should kill the guy anyway? Rabbanan Tzavri, a pigma kabed rachman. The only factor that the Torah is makbid on with which to kill the guy is because he's being pagim. This girl, even though she doesn't want you to kill him, but she's still makbid, she doesn't want to become pagim. But Rabbi Yehuda, he holds you don't kill for that. You know why? That the Torah said you're allowed to kill this person who's running after her is not only because of the pekam. It's because since there's a pekam, mishum de mosra nafsha l'ktola, she is going to refuse to do the bia, and he's going to kill her cousin. So really, this is a little bit of a reitzayach. It's a little bit of a reitiv. But here, haloi mosra nafsha l'ktola. This girl already said, I'm not going to withstand in the sign, even though it's Teharig Baltavar. I'm not going to withstand. I'm not going to let him kill me. So therefore, maybe there would not be a chiyuv to kill him. Zok Rashi, the Masar Nafsha Liktala, sheyesh snuais shemoish da'atzun lamus sheyargen avloite ba'ila. The Amar Torah, there the Torah says, rather than her giving up her life to reject him, the Amar Torah hitzel dama b'damoy. But if she's not going to give her life up, maybe then you wouldn't kill him, as Rabbi Yehuda says. Amar Papa Labai, Almana l'kohen gadol nami kapagla. Why isn't the Almana l'kohen gadol on the list as well? He's pagim her. He's making her into a chalal if he violates her. Amar Lei, there's a very big difference. A pigma rabba kabel rachman. There's a huge pigam in a woman who becomes a zoina with the bia. And it's a huge cherpa. There's a child's a mamzer. That's a heavy-duty industrial grade pigam. That's where the Torah is makbid that we should kill the guy. But a pigmazuta, if it's just to make her into a chalo or a chalala, loy kabel yachmona, there the Torah wouldn't say kill. Chet elu chayve krisus. The Gemara darshan, the Brisa darshan, since it says chet mavis, chet means to include, even if someone wants to do a disser that comes with a chiv chorus, you could kill him to prevent him from doing it. Or a minifractic Gemara. The elu nairi sheish lam knas. We know if someone is ma'amis a girl or is mafata a girl, he has to pay a knas. Who is on the list of girls that would receive this knas? Haba ala choisai. Now we know if someone's bala choisai, he's chayiv kares. Which means if he's chayiv kares, it means that while he's being bala, he's also chayiv misa, because we're saying that for a chayiv krisos nita latzil b'nafshay. So if he's chayiv misa as he's doing the bia, how could we be chayiv him moment of knas? Don't we say kam le b'derabbaminei? Habala choisai amur rabbanon kameder of chista. So the rabbanon said in front of chista to answer this kasha is that when someone's boil a girl, it's actually not happening together. The Chi of Misa and the Chi of Mammon are not coming simultaneously. Now we're going to assume that the Chi of Misa comes by Hara, and the definition of Hara is not even putting the Aver inside. Rather, when the tip of the Aver just touches her body, that's already triggers a Chi of Misa. So therefore, Mishas Hara, the Pagma, Iftale Miktala, the Chi of Misa is done. It's a fait accompli, it's a done deal. But if he continues to do Bia, there is where he's violating her and taking away her basulim. That's what the knas is for. Mammon alay mishalom ad gemar Bia. So the mammon won't come until he does a gemar Bia, which really means achnosas haTorah. So at the end of the day, Zok to Gemara, they're not coming simultaneously. The Chi of Misa came by the Nishika Sever, and the Chi of Knas doesn't come until later. That's why there's a Chi. Zok to Gemara, your Torah works wonderful. If you hold the Chi of Misa comes merely with touching, then your chronology of the events are perfect. If even to be Mechuyev Misa, you have to put that Torah in completely, which is the same point at which the Chi of Knas is triggered. We're back to where we started from. Why don't you say Kamei with Rabbimine? Because the Chi of Mammon and the Chi of Misa are being triggered at the same time. My Ikol Meimar, Elamar Bchista, Kagoyin Shabo Aleh, Shaloi Kedarka, the Chazer Ubo Aleh Kedarka. You know what the case was, who pays Knas? If someone was boiler before this incident, Shaloi Kedarka. So now this woman is already a pogum. Vibal, she's already a pogum. There's no more chiyuv to kill him for trying to be boiler. So since there's no chiyuv misa on him, therefore he will be chayiv the knas. So shabala shaloi kedarka v'chazer bala kedarka. So who is boiler shaloi kedarka doesn't matter. Either he was and he's chayiv kares, or somebody else was. The main point is the bia that he's doing now, which is the bia kedarka. That is the bia that's mechayiv him to pay a knas, and at that time there was no chiv misa upon him. Rav Amar, maybe the case is like what we just learned from Rabbi Yehuda. There are certain cases where when you're mizana with a woman, there is no din of nitin latzil b'nafsho. You know why? Maybe it's speaking where she said, "Don't kill him, don't kill him. I'm afraid that I'll end up dead. Don't kill him." There, what did Rabbi Yehuda say? There, we don't kill him. You're not nitin latzil b'nafsho. So maybe that would be the case where he would be chayiv a knas. Okay, we'll stop here, and we will continue tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to find out an hour before Mincha and Matzah Shabbos at 8:15. Everybody should have a git and chaydish and a git gebench to your.